Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are looking at Fear Itself from Marvel Comics. Yeah, this is a line-wide event for Marvel Comics. Very Thor-centric. I mainly read it because I got to a point in the Red Hulk books where this was happening and I needed the context. But yeah, it's by Marvel Comics, rated T for teen. Let me read you the back of the book real quick, alright? Iron breaks. Soldiers fall. Gods die. Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and the Avengers are Earth's mightiest heroes. But even they know fear. And when a powerful and ancient evil overtakes our world, each hero must make a sacrifice to save the Earth. But as the Serpent's mystical hammers transform friend and foe alike into unstoppable agents of destruction, as terror takes hold and the Serpent's power grows, as Odin prepares to burn the Earth to cinders to save his people. It's not these sacrifices the Avengers fear. It's the knowledge that no matter what price they pay, the battle may be unwinnable. Heroes will fall. Gods will die. And fear will rule the day as the hammer falls. Collecting Fear Itself number 1 through 7, written by Matt Fraction from Invincible Iron Man, and illustrated by Stuart Immonen from New Avengers, plus Fear Itself Book of the Skull number 1 by Ed Brubaker and Scott Eaton. Now, let's take a look inside. First off, the art's really good. We see Baron Zemo and Sin, the Red Skull's daughter, go to like one of his old armories or whatever, find a bunch of cool stuff, some mystical tomes and whatnot that they can use. And of course, you know, like Sin betrays him, right? And we see some old stuff with like the Invaders fighting a frost giant and some other cool stuff like that. Just some historical precedent for what's going to go on in this. But we see kind of a tussle in the street. There's a bit of a riot. Steve Rogers is there. He's kind of U.S. agent right now. He doesn't want to be Captain America, I believe. And Sin uncovers this hammer, a lot like Thor's hammer, frozen in the snow. It calls out to her, and she becomes this new being, this Asgardian-powered Sin. But not powered by Odin, powered by the Serpent. You know, the Serpent of Ragnarok that will destroy all things. And she is kind of called to free him. Odin can kind of feel it coming, and the Watcher is there. You know, the Watcher only shows up for the biggest events, or at least it's the only time he lets you see him, you know. Anyway, Sin frees the Serpent, who wants to be called the Allfather. He's Odin's brother, and it seems like he might actually be the original Allfather, and Odin kind of overthrew him and imprisoned him away. And Odin is so scared of this guy coming back and destroying all of Earth and all of Asgard that he's willing to completely just incinerate the Earth to get rid of him. And you know Thor isn't down for that. Obviously. You know, Thor wants to fight for his beloved Midgard. Also, this is one of my favorite looks for Thor. This era of Thor I think is a really good look, because it's also the Kid Loki kind of time. But there are many other characters that are given hammers. Juggernaut gets one. And you thought Juggernaut was invincible before. Now he's Kurith, Breaker of Stone. Pretty insane. And there are many other characters that are given hammers as well. Like the Hulk. He becomes Null, Breaker of Worlds, and he has to fight She-Hulk. Not great. Titania gets a hammer, becomes Skirn, Breaker of Men, which is not great for her husband. But the Serpent kind of takes Red Skull's Nazi war machines and, you know, sends them spreading fear across the planet. And Bucky Cap is actually fighting pretty damn hard, alongside many other characters like Absorbing Man, who's fighting against his wife, and you see Red She-Hulk fighting against the Hulk with the Avengers and Fantastic Four and everyone running around. And of course, the Thing is giving a hammer, which kind of turns him evil. He becomes angrier, breaker of souls. A lot's going on. A lot is going on. And one of the things that goes on, Sin kills Bucky. Bucky Barnes, Captain America, dies. Yeah, and when you see that happen, you're immediately like, oh, well, they're clearly gonna just make Steve Cap again. That's what this is for. You know? And they killed Bucky pretty hard, too. Yeah, robot arm ripped off, giant gaping hole in his chest. Don't worry, he comes back. But you see Steve suit up as Captain America again. But I don't like the way it's laid out. You kind of see a panel of him in his Captain America outfit, just sitting down. And then you see a big triumphant panel of him in the Cap thing. I think if we would have had Fury and Widow ask if he was ready, not shown him sitting contemplating being Cap again, and then showed him standing triumphant in the Cap suit, it might have had a bit more impact. I feel like there was one panel too many there. You know? One panel too many. But yeah, I mean, Atlantis is getting fucked up. The United States is getting fucked up. The whole planet just destroyed. Destroyed. Iron Man is like begging Odin to come help. Just begging him. Thor is fighting an Asgardian-powered Hulk and Thing at the same time. It's wild. It's actually insane. But Odin eventually does let Iron Man come to another realm and make weapons. Weapons like Thor's hammer to kind of help everybody fight off all of these like possessed soldiers of the serpent. And it gets pretty rough. We even see like Spider-Man is like, the world's gonna end. Can I go see my aunt real quick? And everyone's like, you know what? Just go. And it almost feels weird. Spider-Man stopping fighting and giving up hope, but Aunt May giving it back to him. And I know she's one of his main sources of hope, but it's kind of weird to watch him leave the battlefield like that. Anyway, Iron Man is forging some serious stuff for everybody. We see this great moment where Cap, with like a shotgun or a rifle or something, just a normal gun, is standing, pointing it at gods, and inspiring just regular people to stand up and fight back against these gods. But we also see all these weapons and things that Iron Man made being given out to the Avengers. And so I reviewed a Red She-Hulk action figure from Marvel Legends Infinite, the Hitmonkey Wave Red She-Hulk, a while back, and I was like, I haven't read Red She-Hulk. I've seen her in the Hulk book, but I don't know where she got this sword. This is where she got the sword. In Fear Itself. So the big sword that figure comes with is from this book. Wolverine gets this really cool armor with powerful claws and stuff. But yeah, everyone gets these really powerful Asgardian weapons. Iron Man has like a destroyer armor. They all get powered up. The thing I thought was weird though, because She-Hulk gets these runes on her body when she uses her weapon, and everyone gets these cool outfits and stuff. But her figure had the sword, but not the runes and things. I like Spider-Man's blue look that the armor gives him too. It's really cool. So is Captain Marvel, or I guess it's Miss Marvel in this book. But yeah, you see the serpent take, a big serpent form, of course. You see Cap wield Thor's hammer, Really, a lot of really good epic moments in this that are still really cool. But like nowadays we've seen Cap use Thor's hammer a couple other times, even on film, and the Watcher shows up and stuff, and like we've seen that. I feel like towards the end of the Watcher, they were just using him a little too much. He was showing up to look at a bunch of stuff, and then they killed him, and then he like came back. He's back now, isn't he? I'm pretty far behind, to be honest. Breaking Cap's shield is another thing that started happening a lot eventually. Like, a writer was like, I want to show that this villain is a threat. Oh, I'll just have them break Cap's shield. It's like in the Justice League cartoon, how everyone thought it was a weak version of Superman because Bruce Timm and the gang were like, we can establish this character as a threat if we just have them smack down Superman immediately. Oh well. But Odin takes his hammers back, and he loses Thor. Thor dies, allegedly, you know? And Cap's shield gets repaired, or this is when it gets its big crack. And we see these normal people just trying to help each other after. Like, inspired to help each other. And it's kind of nice. The event itself has really good art. It's not a bad event. It reads really fast. You do kind of feel like you're maybe missing a lot of little things, but I haven't read any real tie-ins so far that super enhanced the story for me. It's a big event, but it's also kind of a quick read, to be completely honest. But I did enjoy Fear itself. I don't think it's a classic or anything, but it's not bad. It's a good little event. And you can read the main Fear itself and kind of fully understand it, as long as you got that regular kind of Marvel lore for the time on lock. But it's just so fast compared to a lot of events these days. It doesn't feel. It just feels fast. I don't know. That's not a bad thing, really. It's not a bad thing. Just pointing it out. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. And we'll see you all next time. Bye for now.